I want y'all to understand, man. Man, this shit feel 100% easier. Like I said, and that's just adding this on. You already know I've been throwing this in from time to time, not all the time, but hell of a difference. Hell of a difference for sure. But it feels good to get back to like lifting and loading my body with heavy weight. Like I said, you gotta make sure you take your time off of that shit too. Because at the end of the day, you're trying to lift heavy every day, all day. You ain't doing shit but breaking down your body. Mainly if you're not properly feeding it. And this is another reason why when I'm going into this transition of lifting heavier, I'm not in no damn caloric deficit. I'm not trying to eat 1,000 calories a day. And that's what some of y'all kind of miss. Y'all trying to chase a six pack. And then at the end of the day, you're trying to get stronger at the same time. Without realizing that one of the best ways to have a six pack is by one, when you're doing your bulk, make sure you're eating as clean as possible. Because it's so easy to gain weight from eating shit. And I advise, don't eat shit because you're gonna feel like shit. Ain't no way around that. I've been there, done that, for sure. But at the end of the day, it is gonna take a little bit longer with those clean gains, mainly if you're somebody that's been working out for a while. Because do understand, if you haven't worked out and you just started working out and never worked out before, it's gonna be a lot easier for you to get gains. But if it's a situation where you've been training for 7, 8 years to get a little bit more, you're gonna have to work that much harder. But at the same time, mainly if you're trying to put on some more muscle and add a little bit more pounds, you understand you're gonna have to eat a little bit more. But like I said, stay away from those processed foods, high sugary, high sodium. You're sugaring damn near everything at this point too. But stay away from those things and try to eat as clean as possible. Like I told y'all before, in my bulking phase, this is when me personally, I started including steak, I started including beef, because when I do my so-called cut, which is really just me deloading my body, I'm only focusing on chicken and fish for the most part when it comes down to my protein. And then like I said, if you're somebody that needs those shakes, add those protein shakes in. But for me, it's so easy for me to eat in fall and winter. It's no need for a protein shake, unless it's a scenario where I just left the gym and I might have a few clients after my personal workout because of the small gap. But outside of that, me personally, I like to source from all my protein from food as much as possible. So just a few things to keep in mind. But like I said, this is the perfect time for me to start eating that steak, training is hard, making sure I get an adequate amount of rest, because rest is going to be important. So remember, rest and recovery. Rest is a part of recovery, but do also understand that when you're getting stronger, make sure you start adding that mobility and that flexibility work too, because you don't want to be a point where you can barely reach your traps just because you got all this damn muscle. You can be able to build muscle and work on flexibility and mobility at the same time. Throw in yoga at least once a week. You'll see a huge difference. That way you still have a lot of that mobility while you get stronger. Trust me when I say that, because like I said, the worst thing is to be strong as fuck and have no mobility at all and no flexibility at all. I'm not a big fan of that. I like to make sure that I get that as I'm training, and the only way you can do that is making sure you incorporate those things in your training at the same time. But let's get it.